Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe P's up here with me, of course, is the Welsh. And it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's the place to be, Monday through Friday, to watch us one day at a time. That's right, every single day, here, noon Eastern, right here on the Twitch channel. And, of course, NFL content is here as well. We've got the Twitch live streams for NFL. We answer your questions. Football season around the corner. We'll be doing shows live here during football season too. Welsh, myself, Scott Bogman, Mondays, Out of Bounds. And, of course, you can always watch on our YouTube channel as well, Fantasy Pros MLB. There's the Twitch schedule for you for NFL. Look at that bad boy. Boom. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's content for you. So go ahead. Go check that out. And, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB, because when you do, you can win a signed Juan Gonzalez jersey. It's the 22nd of July. Not a lot of time left here to get in on this. So if you want this gem from pristineauction.com, signed by Juan Gon himself, drop your comments below, like this stream, and, of course, subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB. Ring the bell till it goes ding, too, so you never miss a piece of content on the channel. Don't miss it. All right, let's get after it, Welsh, because the Dodgers are having some issues. That's what I'm talking about. So, I know it really pains Welsh to hear this. There's one thing Welsh doesn't like to hear. It's bad times for the Dodgers. So Shohei Ohtani struck out 3, went 4 innings, and he had a 2-run homer. So it's it's like the league versus Shohei Ohtani. It's pretty incredible. But bad news is Tanner Scott, who had been shaky over the last 6 weeks, Welsh. So this is like not a big surprise to me, at least. He's going to undergo an MRI today. He left the game with forearm soreness. Now, this typically doesn't bode well. Kirby Yates is there. He ended up getting the final 2 outs last night. He got the save. They've got Blake Trinan there. They got a couple other guys like Finnegan too, but Kirby Yates, you would think, would be at least the immediate pivot. So here's the question. We don't know the answer yet about the MRI, what the results are going to be. We're just going to assume it's not good. So, do they start to dip into that prospect capital, the Freelands of the world, the Josue DePaulas of the world, to fix this and go get a Yohan Duran? Do they go cheap, maybe reunite with a veteran, maybe a Kenley Jansen? He doesn't even have to move. He could just drive a little bit further and go pitch in L.A., and he's been there before, and just like a veteran guy to kind of shore up the bullpen. Where do you think the Dodgers go from here potentially with... If it's going to happen, it's better to happen now and not August 22nd. So at least you have some time here to figure things out. What are your thoughts on the closer situation for LA, which is now up for grabs?
Well, it's definitely not going to be at the expense of Josue De La Paula. That's for sure.
Is it
I thought it
was Josue.
Yeah, Josue, however you want to say it. The Stephon Marbury's cousin, if you did not know.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, Stephon Marbury's cousin,
That's
which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think this is similar-ish to the Phillies situation. Not saying that they wouldn't trade capital, because again, this is just a prospect-rich team from the lowest levels, having 3 of the better complex level guys, like just all the way up. But they've also just got like a load of guys. You know, they've got Kirby Yates they brought in specifically, and he's got closing history, especially from last year. Vesia, who someone mentioned bringing up. Blake Trinan has closing history. So, yes, they're losing players. Guys are kind of dropping left and right. If Tanner Scott were to be out for the season, maybe, because you've already lost Kopech. You lose him. That's less than ideal. But I don't think it's at the expense of somebody big. The biggest might be going and getting like a Ryan Helsley, but I still think it would be of much lower quality in the market. I think they're going to stick in-house, and I also don't think there's a great name. I would probably go with Kirby Yates at this time, but I do think Blake Trinan is a guy that is – I just think they're going to just – yeah, and Alexis Diaz, I completely forgot about that from Boozwell. Alexis Diaz is out there. I just don't think they're going to –
handle. Like, are you going to hand this to Alexis Diaz?
But they're handing it to different people every single night. That's the thing.
But Yates has been there, done that, veteran guy.
Sure.
I think that's
as is Diaz.
Yeah, true. I mean, but Diaz also had some, recent bad glitches on the resume.
Yeah, but also as froze. One of the things, I mean, Diaz put up like 1 or 2 like good seasons, I think, of saves, but they've also been close in hand to him, reworking the stuff. So they might find like a really good comfort level. More and more we talk it out. I really don't think that I gotta be honest. I'm not 100% sure where the Dodgers are in the market, like who wants to trade with them. I don't think starting pitching is where they want to put any
No,
assets.
they're not going. They're getting Blake Snell back. The starting pitching's done. They gotta hope that if Freeman and Teoscar don't start hitting, it doesn't matter. Like you have enough guys, they just have to just perform. Blake Snell has to just get back in the rotation.
It's probably a bat.
Snell just has to stay.
It's probably a bat if they're going to go do it. I mean, Muncy was hurt,
arm, and I think it's just going to be something less spectacular because this is what happens. When we get to June, July, and you've started more starting pitchers than anybody else, is you've taxed the hell out of that bullpen. And for a team that has designs in October,
that is very true.
It was a bad recipe. And we touched on this on the show before about how they, the most starters in baseball, they were at 15, then it was at 17. Like, it's been crazy this year for them, the numbers they've gotten to. But you can't tax a bullpen to that extent and hope that everybody stays healthy all year and then pitches also well in October. So I think they will get another bullpen arm just because they're already down a couple now. I don't know if it's going to be significant, though. I don't think it's going to be a Duran or a
The Dodgers are failing.
The Dodgers are failing. And I'm reaping on the benefits. Who's not failing? Brandon Woodruff. How good has he been? Ooh, yeah. How good are the Brewers? The Brewers are now 20 games over 500. Welsh. Just want to put that under my Milwaukee Brewers. I'm going to call them my Milwaukee Brewers because I'm going to make so much money off them.
Big Brewer guy.
Good. That's a good 700 I'm going to make on them possibly if everything brings.
Woodruff did have a cramp, though, in that start.
Well, is that why he came out at the 65 pitches? I was going to ask you.
Yeah, they said it in this one.
Pitches, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong? Was it a cramp in his leg or his arm?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's what it was. A lot of people were freaking out because also like K-props were there. But what they ended up saying, or Pat Murphy mentioned that there was a cramp and they didn't want to screw with any of it. They didn't one small step and he goes back into the purgatory of rehab starts and it's all over and lights off Joe, Shadow Joe comes back. Woodruff has been way too good. 1.65 ERA expected is in the 2s right now. He has been getting he's like pitching to a lot of contact, but it's not like big quality contact. It is getting kind of hit hard. So you're going to have to kind of monitor where that goes, but an under 200 expected batting average. His forcing fastball has been pretty nasty. I will say the more I kind of look at this with how he's getting hit, he's living off the fastball. He's going to regress a little bit, but like he's just such a good fantasy option. I mean, obviously you have a 1 ERA, you're going to like regress.
1.65 ERA in the first 3 starts, but the strikeout to walk Welsh 23-0.
Yeah, I mean, he's not walking guys, which is crazy, but I see him as like
you live on the fastball if you locate. That's the thing I don't understand. Of course you can live off the fastball if you locate it and it has movement. Like,
for only so long though.
Mario
either way,
Rivera lived off a cut fastball for 20 years.
Well, but he pitched 1 inning. He pitched 1 inning and 15 pitches. But I would say like he's like a low 3 ERA guy, which is still incredible. Brewers are on a hot streak, and we were talking about this off air. Brewers have positioned themselves where they've got a solid bullpen right now. McGill was an all-star. Abner Uribe could be a closer. They've got a little bit of depth in the minors. They've got their starters. Nestor Cortez is about to come back.
In that lineup. Get Suarez at third base in the middle of that order. That's a game changer for Milwaukee. Then you can compete with the big boys in the playoffs. Without that big bat, they can't. As great as the pitching is, as much as they're fun. And let me tell you, I got a couple parlays for divisions winners. But the Brewers and the Red Sox need to do their job. If they do, Joey P is going to be a rich man. Just saying. Very tiny bets, very rich man. We'll see how that goes.
Going to pop some champagne on the show?
I will. Let me tell you something. We will light the big cigar. We will light the big cigar. That's the thing. The comically large cigar we will light here on the program if that happens. It probably won't happen. The Red Sox won't do it. Although Walker Buehler keeps pitching well. Don't forget, everybody, subscribe with your Amazon Prime because when you do, you get rid of those nasty commercials, okay? I see a lot of people already resubbing here. I see first-time chatters, too. I see Chris is here with us, so we love having new people. And we love when you ask your questions. So make me freeze, I believe is how you say it. I'm going to keep early categories, and we want to keep 2 out of these 4. Who would you keep? Bobby Witt, James Wood, Caminero, and J-Rod. I'm leaning towards Witt and Wood. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so
2. That's tough.
I mean, it is and it's not because it is James Wood and Bobby Witt running away, but it's only tough because those other names are pretty cool too. But it's not a discussion. It's Bobby Witt and James Wood.
Yeah, Witt's had a kind of a down year this year. I assume this is it's keeper categories. It's categories you got to keep. Wit.
As much as it's like down, still go look at it. It's still like comically like it's down for Bobby Witt. He has 14 homers, 27 stolen bases. He's gonna like quietly have an underperforming 30-50 season. You know, Bobby Witt's ridiculous. So it's Witt, and I know we all love Junior Caminero and like J-Rod and stuff, but you know, glut of riches you have there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Might want to petition to have a 4-player keep.
Yeah. Hey guys, I think we should up this. 2 is just so low.
By the way, Suarez is doing his work. You know that meme? I did my job. I didn't do.
Yeah.
Suarez is doing his job. Is that Gallen?
I want to make that meme now. It's my favorite show on the planet. I think you should leave. I
gotta
by the
watch
way,
that show. I know you keep telling
dude,
me. I've never watched it, but he's funny.
Tim Robinson. For a short time. Tim Robinson speaks to me, and if you watch it, there's like a few. It's like these little like 5-minute clips. Every episode, there'll be like, let's say 4. One really won't hit. One is okay, and then there's 2 just absolute just murders on them. You have to watch that show, and that every meme is from that right now. But Eugenio Suarez is on another level. Again, we were talking off air too. Just Diamondbacks, they need to stop. You know, like they need to stop with the winning. Suarez is the reason, and this is going to be a fascinating piece in this whole trade market where, you know, can they extend him or will they trade him because the trade cost is so high? I want to throw this out because I mentioned this to Joe pre-show. I looked, it's not a 1-for-1, so don't be like, well, but when you look at StatCast and you look at ballpark factors, I looked at ballpark factors for right-handed hitters, and just an interesting metric in all of this. Take all the major teams that are in, you know, kind of trade rumors. Brewers, Mariners, Yankees are in that, Cubs. I threw the Mets in there just as a one-off. Did you know all of those teams are bottom 10 in the league ballpark factors for right-handed hitters? Mariners, worst in baseball. Cubs, 3rd worst. Brewers, 4th worst. Mets are 8th worst, and Yankees are 10th worst. These are the 10th worst right-handed total ballpark factor for hitters. The caveat to this is when you just look at the home run ballpark factor, which, by the way, that's who Suarez is. He has a 60% no doubt home run percentage, highest of his career, which means he's murder balling stuff. Mm-hmm. So the caveat here is if you look at just the home run factors, which are weighted a little bit, obviously, like the Yankees with Aaron Judge, is Yankees are 4th best in baseball. Brewers are 8th best in baseball, and Mets are also in the top 10. So if you want to see there could be a potential negative if he leaves Arizona, because by the way, the one thing I didn't mention in overall ballpark factor, Diamondbacks 2nd best ballpark factor for right-handed hitters. So the environment for them to hit is incredible. From a home run perspective, even though the Yankees and Brewers are a negative, they're probably still a net positive on the home run side. But Mariners, Cubs, that might kind of take away some of the value. Just want to throw that out there if you're in the trade market for Suarez, because Joe, we had somebody yesterday who came on here and it's like, who should I have rest of the season, Suarez or Junior Caminero? That's the level where Suarez is in the market right now. And there are some potential trade destinations that might not be the best if he does end up getting moved, because oh baby, he's crazy.
Shout out to McGurkin. They just rated the channel. Appreciate everybody joining us here. Subscribe here to our Twitch. Again, twitch.tv/FantasyPros for all things baseball and NFL. NFL content already ramping up here on the channel as well. And of course, you can follow us too. Just hang out with us and talk some ball, baby. Next on the headlines, Elly De La Cruz. He walked 3 times, stole his 26th base. Jose Ramirez, 20th homer of the season. And Kyle Stowers can't be stopped. Home run number 22 for Kyle Stowers. My Zack Wheeler Cy Young investment, too, is looking pretty good. 10 strikeouts, 0 walks. Now, he didn't get a win, but Paul Skenes did. Finally, it's his first win. You know when? Don't look at the sheet. When's the last win? When do you think it was?
I would say, excuse me.
Date.
He had 4 wins going into this.
4 wins.
I'm going to say like May 12th.
May 28th. So
okay, that was close-ish.
Not too far out. So Paul Skenes, congratulations. Some
2 months. 2 months that was.
2 months. Ben Brown got recalled for the Cubs. Ironically, I assume, like bullpen game today, so he's going to be in that mix. Josh Young, who hadn't been hitting well at AAA, he gets recalled by the Rangers. That's kind of interesting there. I wonder if he gets dealt in maybe some package deal somewhere. I could see that. Also, the Mets recalled Francisco Alvarez. He was slashing 333, 433, 902 with 9 homers in 14 games. So, hey, if Alvarez is on the waiver wire, pick him up, see what happens. He had a couple hits yesterday. Rookie Lookie, a lot of good rookie stuff yesterday. Let's get to the rookies. Bryce Matthews, not 1, but 2 homers for him. Is first in the major leagues. He drove in 5 runs. Nick Kurtz, player of the week, not rookie of the week. Player of the week in the American League last week. So good. Homered, doubled, walked, and I got a home run call right. My spite home run call worked yesterday. I'm so happy. None of my bets hit. 0 for 3. I missed every single one by 1 strikeout. You jerks.
Do you remember?
That's what it's all about.
I pared it down. I actually pared it down and hit because I did a Shohei Ohtani 3 and I did Senga 5, and that actually hit. 2 things on both the players you just mentioned. 1, Nick Kurtz is now your odds-on favorite rookie of the year into the minus money, I believe it is. It's minus like 160 on DK versus plus money to Jacob Wilson. And sadly, Cam Smith is around 3-1. I need him because I got 25-1 on him. But Nick Kurtz is there. He's crazy. And I think there's a much bigger discussion from a dynasty perspective of his value. I think you could potentially look just a tiny little baby bit at redraft at similar to Eugenio Suarez and in the trade market. He has definitely thrived being at home. Not that he's not going to play at home the rest of the way, but just something on Nick Kurtz dynasty value. He's near the top. And Bryce Matthews, I just want to throw this out. He was kind of an analytics darling in the draft a couple years ago. Right now, it's like super small sample size because he hasn't been up long, but in his like 16 at bats, he's got almost 80% hard hit rate, a 44% barrel. That's what he does. Like he barrels up the ball and hits it really hard. And he has a 77 hard hit rate, which is absolutely ridiculous. His average exit velocity is almost 103. Again, pay attention to Bryce Matthews. We talked about him on the show before. He hits the ball really hard. And if he can find some consistency, bat path stuff, then you can see what's going to materialize. It's going to be hard hit stuff. And he is showing off, and he just he just took Gallen deep yesterday too.
I was looking too to see what FanDuel has the rookie of the year odds at right now too, because Nick Kurtz, minus 150 right now. So he's ahead of Jacob Wilson, who's at 230. So
it's still very early. Anything can still happen. This is the last year and stuff like that. But Kurtz, he might start the separation. I mean, again, I really personally hope like Cam Smith keeps
17
going up.
home runs now or something like that. Like
I thought it was 15, but
I got it. Kurtz home run. Somebody drop it in the chat off the because I got other up here.
No, it is 19. 19 homers, 281 average. Good Lord. I didn't even notice this too. Outside of when you're looking at like his sliders and stuff, high end barrel percentage, ridiculous 19%, 53% hard hit rate. This I did not realize though. 77.6 on bat speed. It's one of the highest in all of baseball, but he's not qualified. So if you go and look, he's in an unqualified range. It looks like it's about top roughly 5% in the league. So he is swinging the bat really, really fast. And with that type of ability to barrel, you're looking at a future, perennial 30-plus home run hitter.
Sorry if I'm lower today. We're working on getting that. I got a new cord coming. They're hoping that fixes the issue. So apologies, everyone. That's the one and only time in my life that people said I'm too quiet.
Yeah, start yelling.
Hey, Jack Caglione slugged his 5th home run of the season. Not bad. 3rd time in the last 8 games. Don't look now, but he might be turning things around. Drake Baldwin, 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. Matt Shaw, 3-run homer for him. Brady House has been a house on fire. He's in 370, 3 for 4 yesterday with an RBI and a steal. 2 homers, 5 RBI already, and a stolen base in his last 7 games. Really good for Brady House. Hayden Birdsong, not as good. Walked 4, gave up 5 runs. That's no good. And Ethan Salas, the Uber prospect, by the way, doesn't look like he is going to be playing this year. He's got a stress fracture in his back. So he looks like he's going to miss the entire season. So that's bad news for the Dynasty community.
It is. He's really fun. I talked to him a month and a half ago, or it was like right around the injury. And I feel bad too, because he was optimistic. He's like, I'm going to be down here for a couple months. Like he's a really, really good kid, talented guy. Things have not clicked. I'll tell you what though, he's back in the AFL. He was there last year as one of the youngest participants, he and Leo DeVries. I have little to no question if he is going to have missed 4 months of the regular season, he is probably going to be an AFL candidate. So I will be able to track and see how he looks coming off the injury when we get into the offseason. Because reminder, don't ever leave us because we're always talking baseball. AFL during October.
That's right. Am I talking louder now? Is this better? I don't know anyone. I made an adjustment on something else. Maybe that will help. Fun fact time. Everybody loves fun facts. Rich Hill's going to start today, Welsh. Rich Hill's 45 years old. Just for perspective, Jack Caglione was 2 years old when Rich Hill made his big league debut back in 2005 for the Cubbies. That's right. I also heard this, which was super depressing. I saw a meme that said if Dazed and Confused were made now, it would be taking place in 2008. That would be the amount of years between present day and then going backwards from the time where Dazed and Confused was made going backwards. So
isn't that such a trip to that?
There's 2008. Like how much is really different? Like just no COVID and I don't know, maybe a little less madness in the world, but not much.
What's interesting about that too is not only like life, but also technology. Think of the technology changes that happened from like the 80s to the 90s or whatever. But you go back to 2008. What's the technological like real big difference? I suppose you could say that there wasn't like a lot of social media in 2008. That's probably the only big difference from like, but physical technology, I don't think it's too crazy. That's very disturbing. And Rich Hill, hat tip to him because he is like one of only literal handful of players that are older than me. So I'm all for it. And I actually got to meet him about a month ago when he was out here rehabbing, or not rehabbing, but starting up this process with the Royals. He was just sitting in the stands as he was ready to pitch the next day, watching guys that could literally be his kids. He is the nicest guy on the planet. 45, go Big Rich.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him. Or tomorrow we'll come back. He'll be the, you know what? Let's put Rich Hill at the top of the headlines tomorrow. For better or worse, let's give the old man his due. And you know what? It's funny because his favorite pitcher is Rich Hill. This guy right here, he loved Rich Hill. I remember watching Rich Hill pitch for the Cubs. That's right. He was a starting pitcher then. That's when pitchers went 7 innings and they liked it. It was a good time to go out there and pitch. They'd throw 115, even sometimes 120 pitches, and they'd take the ball the 5th day. That's all right. That's what used to happen back then.
What I love, Rich Hill's the type of guy, if he was throwing in the 1920s, everyone would tell us about like how he was, Babe Ruth hit a homer off a pitcher that was throwing 109. Like they just make up stuff. Like he'd be the most powerful pitcher.
Walter Johnson threw 172 miles an hour.
Like, all right,
he had no tendons in any of his arms. None of them.
You pitched 12 innings because everyone threw 72. That's why we could do it.
That's right.
I'm such an I'm ageist to baseball when we talk about the feats of 1930 and 1940 and whatever. And it's just like, I'm good. Like, I'm good on these whole, like, guys hit the ball 585 feet and the competition stunk. A bunch of coal miners that were going out there throwing 50 miles an hour to like 2 or 3 athletes.
We worked at Ace Hardware in the off season and we liked it. Sorry, I didn't even have my glasses on for that one. Right,
you didn't need it.
I didn't need it. Let's go 3 up and 3 down here. Let's talk. Will Smith homered twice to help the Dodgers in a victory over the Twinkies. He had Sal Perez 2 home runs of his own. Wonder if Sal Perez gets dealt. Like that's a big leadership guy.
That he gets what?
Make a big difference if he gets dealt. That would be interesting. Like, I mean, because if you think about it, you got Pasquantino, you got Caglione, you got Perez, you got like this kind of clog there between first base, outfield, DH. I don't know. Like Sal Perez, like is the next 2 years of Sal Perez really what you want? Like you're not winning right now, and Sal Perez, like that's a big leadership clubhouse kind of guy. Like he could help some teams.
It's one of those things, though.
Like the Astros getting Sal Perez would be good. Like, I just feel like
I think it's a possibility, but we're on the cusp of like, this is first ballot Hall of Fame catcher. That's like, he has a chance to just be his whole career with this team. Like, what are you really getting for Sal? Because I think Sal's going to be seen like a tiny bit more in like the DH front for the bat. I think we're at a point now in his career where you keep him around. Next year, you probably do your farewell tour or something like that. Like you keep him as a lifelong Royal.
I don't know, unless he wants to get out and win somewhere. I mean, I know they were pretty good last year, so
yeah.
But
I think he has doesn't he? The Royals, didn't they win under him?
2015.
Yeah, he's got a ring.
He was there. I'm almost positive he was there. Willy Adames 4 for 5 with a homer. He's been hot recently. 2 doubles, 2 ribbies on the day against the Braves. The Downs David Festa, 4 runs and 5 1/3. Shane Baz, 8 runs, 8 hits, 4 innings. What the against the White Sox, Shane Baz? What the hell happened here, Welsh?
I mean, all I think back to is someone that looked at my dynasty ranks 2 months ago and like, why is Shane Baz so low? And literally from that moment that they picked on it, he has been trashed. That was the wrong side of the bet on that for sure as well. Shane Baz got absolutely obliterated, and he just hasn't put any of that stuff together that you saw there early into the season. And it's really, really disappointing. Almost a 5 ERA, but on the positive, expected is a full run lower. His Ks are higher than last year. He's just giving up a lot more quality of contact right now, a lot more general contact. Like his changeup is not doing much, and his cutter, which he's throwing this year, isn't really an effective pitch. So what?
General contact. I do that
general
thing where whenever someone says that, like, private something, I'm like private something.
That was the old what was it? General soreness for Derrick Rose back in the day. Yeah. General soreness reporting for injury.
Brady Singer was torched yesterday. 7 runs, 2 1/3. Gross, terrible. Let's get to the injuries. Yordan Alvarez has progressed to hitting light, soft toss.
There was a slight update,
soft toss. Not hard toss. Not hard toss. Light, soft toss. That's what he's hitting.
There was a quote, though, yesterday, and I don't think this is good at all, that he mentioned that the injury in his hand is in a spot that you can't typically do surgery for. And he kind of said it twice. I wish I had pulled up the entire quote here. But he said that it just needs more time to heal. The quote okay, here it is. He goes, where the pain is in the hand, it's a little bit difficult to have surgery there. That's why I say I need a little bit of rest right now. It's an area where normally we don't get surgery in that area, but I think it isn't something I'll have to keep dealing with. I hear that, and I don't feel like he's coming back, regardless of the stuff that that we're seeing. And it's a soft or dry or wet or whatever the hell type of contact he's doing. His hand, he's talking about continued rest. There's no surgery, and it just feels like it is going to linger. So I don't think any of those people that were out there trying to buy early shares are going to have a payoff here.
He's taking the wet swings with the soft toss, or is it
humid? It's humid swings. It's a dry swing. That's what they say about Arizona.
Dry swings with the hard toss. It's all very, very tawdry. Very tawdry. Yeah. Jeremy Pena, he's taking live at bats the next couple days. Anthony Santander, I don't think the Blue Jays are going to do anything except hope that Santander can come back healthy. But he's still a couple weeks away from resuming hitting. So can the Blue Jays afford to wait that long, Welsh?
I don't think so. You're in a heated race. They have been tied in a lot of different markets, but it seems like what they're focused on, because they've gotten some big windfalls like Addison Barger, Ernie Clement. Those have been a couple guys that have really helped this team. They got to get pitching. And I think that was what their main focus. I think they've talked on the Mitch Keller side. I don't know if they talked with the Diamondbacks on Merle or anybody like that, but I think they need pitching, and I think they need to be as aggressive as possible if you were trying to win. You have 4 of the 5 teams in your division not only vying for the division, but all of the wild card spots. So you don't have time to sit on your laurels here. I am shocked that less than 10 days away from the trade deadline, one of those teams in the AL East has not just gone in. Just pull the trigger. You got to be the first. It's like an auction draft. Sometimes the first person to get in the market is going to get the better cost than anybody else, and everybody else is chasing that initial cost. I'm one of these teams needs to do it. The Rays aren't going to do it.
We're going to get trades this week. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, we have to.
It's not going to be like I don't think it's going to be a hot deadline. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be a quiet deadline. People are going to start one deal is going to happen, and then the rest will going to fall. Lucero, Stash, Bieber, Arrighetti on the injury list. I'm going to take Arrighetti. Welsh, how about you?
I will take. I mean, Arrighetti's probably a little bit safer, but I like Biebs. Biebs is get his rehab starts in. He's probably as close as Arrighetti, so I'll go with the Biebs.
Gabriel Moreno, a couple weeks away from baseball activities. Starling Marte should return later this week. Nate Eovaldi looking to return Wednesday against the Athletics. Luis Gil is going to make another rehab start for AAA. Remember the Yankees were like, yeah, why don't you make another rehab start? Because this Schlittler guy was pretty good recently. That's don't rush, Louis.
They need Schlittler to get out there, have one more good start today so they can trade him to the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, well, if he gets bombed, that's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for business. Shane Bieber is going to make his rehab start on actually today, Tuesday. Shane McClanahan, let's talk about it, Welsh. In fact, if we're going to talk about it, we might have to go dark. We might have to. Shane McClanahan, 10-pitch bullpen session on Monday. Comes on the heels of a terrible rehab start on Friday where he experienced diminished velocity and got just 2 outs at AAA. Just 2 outs. Shane McClanahan, I hate to break it to you, my friend, but perhaps Ace Hardware is calling your name in a new profession. I heard fall's coming. It's fertilizer season, and they need extra hands around the Ace Hardware or the Home Depot or wherever you find your fertilizer and rakes and whatnot. But Shane McClanahan pitching again in 2025, Welsh, seems like it's not going to happen, at least not from the perspective of Dark Joe.
There it is. I was waiting. Don't do the laugh. We've both shown out our evil laughs. You have the facial expressions.
You were the Snark Knight the other day, which was, I love that.
The Snark Knight was one of the best things we've done. But there's a vote. Which evil laugh? Is it Joe's or mine? You've shown out yours, so I think people are a lot more accustomed to it. But we should have some voting on the best evil laugh. Also, like, what are they vying for? Like, it's a bad spot that McClanahan's in.
Dude, he's not pitching this year.
The diminished velo is, I think, the biggest concern. It's going to be one of those things where they're going to be like, hey, let's have you rest. And then all of a sudden it's going to be September and we're not talking about Shane McClanahan. I am very comfortable moving on from Shane McClanahan. Really in any league format at this point, like if you can IL him, you should definitely do it. But I'm very comfortable with moving on.
Goodbye. He's not pitching this year. Once again, doom and gloom. I'm sorry. I hate to be the Grim Reaper. But I'm just realistic with these things. 2 Tommy Johns, a nerve problem, all the specialists, all the things. Like, it's just not happening. It's not happening next year. And here's the one that this might even be worse, okay? Grayson Rodriguez is undergoing imaging this week to determine whether or not he's dealing with any structural damage on his elbow. Now we're going to do that? Like, what? Did I miss something? What have we been doing for the last 7 months on this?
What would you say you do here? What are we talking about?
What would you say you actually do here?
Things that would have been great to come to my attention yesterday.
So what you're saying, Grayson, if I'm getting this correct, is that your elbow is in pain? Is that am I hearing that correctly? Your elbow's in pain. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's revisit this in 6 months, and then maybe we'll do an MRI. I mean, come on, what are we doing here? We're just doing imaging,
baby. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm
tired
tired of being
I'm very
nobody.
Claustrophobic. I don't care for the MRI machine. I don't care. It's very tight. I don't like it. It's a whole thing.
I wanna pitch you all over. I'm doing the whole Happy Gilmore.
Infuriating. If I was a Baltimore Raven fan, and I'm not Baltimore Oriole fan, you can tell I'm in football mode. I'd be so pissed off. I'd be so angry right now that this is like, now we're doing imaging as if like, are we doing extra imaging? Was there imaging before? Like, could we be a little bit more proactive with this news? But look, Grayson Rodriguez, I'm going to make here you go, ready? Bold prediction. You won't see him next year either throw a pitch in Major League Baseball. There you go.
Wait, say it. Wait, repeat that.
Grayson Rodriguez will not throw a pitch in 2026 for the Baltimore Orioles at the big league.
Oh, next year included.
That's right, next year. I'm saying that this imaging, whatever it is, they're going to find something, they're going to decide something, and you won't see him throw a pitch next year, which is going to suck because all those people that were fed that line of, well, maybe we're going to see how it goes. We're going to rehab, and people got him late in drafts and stuff, or, keeper leagues, dynasty leagues. He's going to have 2 years where he's not pitching, and 2 years of not pitching means your career is in jeopardy.
I mean, that's a bold.
Time somebody missed 2 full seasons, and came back and was great.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess then you're alluding to like that this is going to lead to Tommy John. I'm not. I think this is just
going to learn to surgery. I don't know if it's Tommy John or the brace or something.
Yeah, but not all surgeries are going to lead to like 12 months. Like he could have surgery right now. He could take 6 months off and still be golden for the following season. I'm gonna disagree with that, but I think
Rom did miss
it's
a
bigger
2 years, basically. Concern. Did he basically miss 2 years?
Yeah, but I think
Rom also did so much prior in his career.
Yeah, he also came back and then he like re-injured it.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I'm saying like 2 full seasons of missing base, 2 full seasons, because that's what it's gonna be. Because he didn't throw a pitch this year, and next year's no good. You know what is good? Hopefully better than yesterday. The best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. All the run lines you can handle today. Hopefully this works out better. Give me the Texas Rangers run line with Jacob deGrom, the aforementioned, against the Athletics, -1.5 at -111. Give me the Houston Astros, deep in the heart of Texas. That's where we live today. Framber Valdez on the mound against Welsh's Arizona Diamondbacks, and Eduardo Rodriguez, who has given up a lot of runs in the last few starts. +128 on the run line, -1.5. And then the Dodger run line, finally snapping the losing ways yesterday. Give me Yamamoto against the Twins. Twins having all sorts of problems. Simeon Woods Richardson taking the start today. I'm pretty sure that the Dodgers can beat up on him. So -106 on the Dodgers. So Texas, Houston, Dodger run line day on Tuesday. Welsh, what do you have for the people?
Yeah, I think the Dodgers run line yesterday was the only thing I mean, I did talk about the pair down strikeout parlay, which I played and did hit. But yeah, Diamondbacks reverse loss. Senga got pulled after his 5 strikeouts. So not a great betting day. We're going to jump in today and we're going to take Seattle on the first 5 money line. It's a little juicy, so maybe you can look around and get a tiny bit better odds. There wasn't a bunch of stuff I was like absolutely in love with on this card today, but I'm always in love with Logan Gilbert. So if I can get Logan Gilbert at solid numbers, Mizorowski, this is a tough matchup. It's a low run total as well, but Mizorowski, we've seen some of that susceptibility, the walks getting hit a tiny bit. I think the Mariners can actually get to him, and Logan Gilbert, I think, holds down the Brewers. So I like that first 5 money line. I am going to go back to the well on Tampa for the run line today. They got obliterated by the White Sox. We're not going to make it 2. We're going to just make it the 1. You got Drew Rasmussen, who's been their best pitcher against Davis Martin, who's got a close to 4 ERA. Rays bounce back. They're heavy in that division. Taking the run line, it is minus money. And in honor of our boy Rich Hill, 45 years old, we are going to go with the Cubs and the Royals. No run first inning, and they expect runs here, everybody, because that is even money. I'm going to say they haven't seen Rich Hill in a fortnight, in ages. For anybody in baseball.
Back to that way of talking again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Rich Hill is on the mound, so that's why. Matthew Boyd, 2.3 ERA. He's going to hold down the Royals. But I also think that Rich Hill, in that short stint very early on, is going to give the Cubs some fits. So I actually like this no-run first inning. So I'm going to take the Cubs and the Royals on the fortnight.
All right. Make sure you bet $5 over at FanDuel. Turn it into $250 when that first bet hits. Only at fantasypros.com/leading off. For new customers at FanDuel. Again, fantasypros.com/leading off. And don't forget to download the Betting Pros app. Bet smarter, not harder. Use that promo code leading off to get 7 free days of the greatest betting tools, the premium tools. It doesn't last a fortnight, half a fortnight. You get these tools for. So again, download the Betting Pros app today. It's the best in the business. Let's take a look at the home run board. See what's happening there. Ooh, George goes ahead of Whips with 41. Positive Grouch at 40. It's getting real dicey at the top. I did get a home run yesterday. I don't know how many I'm up to, but 30 is the new level, so I ain't getting to 30. I know that. Sammy Sosa jersey for Pristine Auction Autographed is the big prize for the winner this year. And Welsh, I'm going with my home run call for Juan Soto today. I'm just going with the gut instincts here. Got on the board, feeling good about it. So a lot of discussions about Happy Gilmore 2 in the chat. We'll address that in a second. Make your home run call, and then we'll get to the Happy Gilmore 2 stuff.
Oh, God, I'm just dying. Yes, okay, so for home run call real quick, Christian Walker. Eduardo Rodriguez loves to give up homers. Christian Walker is back with his old team. He was salty yesterday about how they interviewed him, and they said, hey, you didn't sign with the Diamondbacks. And he's like, they never offered me anything, never any official offer. So he was salty. He loves hitting in Arizona. He's going to hit a bomb against Eduardo Rodriguez. I did not realize, Joe, when I did my Happy Gilmore bit here, I wasn't even tying it to Happy Gilmore 2, which is out on Friday. I looked over after we got through that segment, and the whole chat is just nothing but bits of the Mista, get this off of me.
Am I going to watch it? Yes. Do I think it's going to be probably like the Coming to America sequel that ended up on Netflix and it was just kind of not great? Yes, probably, which is disappointing. Like, you can't, I mean, Happy Gilmore is such a huge movie. Like, we're not going to have it in the movie theater. It's going to be like a direct on TV thing. I don't know.
It's going to be like,
everything. I know.
It's not going to be great. It's going to be just a fest of his friends. Like I said this before, like I don't need to see Shaquille O'Neal as like a police officer in Grown Ups. Like I don't need that. I don't need Dan Patrick in every movie with a mustache being some snarky waiter. And it's just going to be nothing but like your MJF wrestler guy is his son. Travis Kelce is going to be. It's going to be a cameo fest that revisits the fun jokes of the last movie. It'll just be nostalgic. We'll have fun. I don't know if there'll be anything we walk away with that movie that has lines like this, like the Mista lady, the now you just pulled landscaping duty. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Todd is right. It's just nostalgia on top of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like,
happy nostalgia.
I watch nostalgia. I just want to watch Happy Gilmore then. But I still think Billy Madison is my favorite of these Sandler comedies, and always will be.
I watched that with my
so
kids.
Stupid and so great. Like it's ridiculous. And I remember going to the movie theater and enjoying the hell out of that movie, and just like as a teenager going, "This is hilarious. This is so stupid. It's great. I love this." But I don't know. We'll see. I will watch the Happy Gilmore too.
It's going to be like the most.
Four.
It's going to be the most streamed movie in like years,
and then never watched again.
I will never watch.
Thing.
It'll never watch it again. And yes, I'm also going to see Fantastic Four on Thursday. So
all right, so
lots
of movie reviews incoming here. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Later.
You're in my world now, Grandma.
Yeah, Ben Stiller's mustache, pretty creepy in that movie. He's
as soon as
it too, right?
Yeah, and as soon as they showed like Chubbs' kid and they do the same bit, I was like,
yeah,
oh,
that's how you knew. That's what I knew it was coming to.
Literally the moment I knew this is gonna stink.
Yeah.